artists. Let me ask you, can you do this even if you didn't get paid? Even if you didn't make a dime? Even if you didn't get a big fan following? Could you still make music? I think the answer to that is the difference between artistry and business, music business. I don't know if you guys ever heard or seen stories of big time even entertainment folks who had it all once, right? They had the money, they had the success, and somewhere along the way, through time, they dropped off. You know, I came across someone, I mean, in that situation, I mean, dropped off even to the point where they couldn't even afford to feed themselves. You know, I mean, it's pretty bad. And granted, this can happen in any industry where everything is not what it seems. I've even heard that in the acting business. Even some actors who you would think have it going on, everything is going on, and I've heard, you know, some friends of mine, you go to where they're staying, they don't even have furniture, decent furniture in there, in their own apartment, right? You know, it's like crazy stories that you hear. So business, like the business part of entertainment, a lot of factors need to happen. A lot of things need to line up for success in this side over the West, in the West. It's not that it can't be done. It's just really, really, really hard to be done without the politicking, the connections, and more importantly, the money it takes to make money. So, but that's not to disencourage, especially my young artists, my young folks, that it's impossible. It's possible, but the numbers are dwindling even more now. Is dwindling even more. In a sense, to me, in my opinion, today, the music business is not really just about the music. It's what's wrapped around the music, the business adventures that's wrapped around the music. Of course, one of the #1 ways today is touring, right? But you need music to tour. So touring can be seen as something that's wrapped around the music. Of course, the merchandise, of course, products, and so forth that can spin off the music. Podcasts, movies even, you know, it's just a whole lot of different things that can be meshed in that. But the question is, if you're not able to reach those levels, you don't have the contacts, you don't have the money, would you still continue to make music? And for many, the answer is no. Some of you will, you know, will leave it in a heartbeat. Some of us had to leave it because we just didn't have time. We had to focus on other things. And we were, I think, true artists and true musicians, they end up coming back to it some kind of way, even if it's in their own private time. And they're not doing anything to really put it out in publicly. But my question, especially I want to kind of even more talk to our younger folks, is that art, right, is not just about music business. It can be, but art itself is a way that a person can communicate into the universe and express themselves, a part of the spirit of man that can be expressed in a way through a spirit, I would say a spirit mechanism, because music is not necessarily something you can just actually tangibly touch all the time. It comes in a format that you can touch, maybe like a music player, a radio, some type of, mechanism, thumb drive, but music itself is invisible. It's through the air and it touches the spirit of man, right? And so how important is that? How important it is for you to vibrate enough above the physical to communicate a message out in the spiritual to other beings who have spiritual antennas, right? And what you say or think or communicating through your music, is it helping or is it hindering? Is it devilish? Is it righteous? Is it changing the atmosphere? Is it for the better or for the worse? Can you put a price tag on that? How much does doing that mechanism, how much does that cost? Right? Of course, yeah, it costs you to make music, but there's ways you still can do your music in a way that you don't go broke, right? And you can still do it in a way maybe you can fit it in with all the other things in life that you're doing. And yes, we gotta live, we gotta eat. There is a lot more business that we can do. There are even more talents and skills that you have that can be even more profitable, you can monetize better. Certainly could be more of an asset to our people, the Asiatic black man and the black woman. There's many professions that our people need other than music. We have, yes, plenty of musicians, but that doesn't mean you have to stop making music. That doesn't mean you have to stop creating musical expressions that help us and motivate us to be better in all these professions and different areas that we need professions in. Because some of you guys are very, very talented. And as you know, in this market space in music business, being very, very talented is not the only requirement to make it or be successful in the music business. We are in the West, right? We are in the West. We're in the Wild West. So music, any type of business in the Wild West, it gets tricky. It's where you got to deal with that technology. You know what I'm saying? So, I just thought about this because, again, I ran across a brother who was telling me all of his accomplishments in the music industry, all the people he knew and worked with and had some kind of connection with. And here he is, he's struggling. I mean, really struggling. Some of you guys that are working your 9 to 5 are doing way better than this brother, though he is a famous brother, which I won't name. But and I would say he's in a different genre industry than hip hop. But certainly we should not be discouraged because we're not famous, or everybody don't like our music or can't catch on what we're doing. Sometimes you way ahead of everybody. But we need you to record that music. We need you to lay down those ideas. We need you to submit it, put it on the records, put it in the stone, as I would say. That stone would be these digital distributions, these all kind of ways where your music can be historically filed, so we can always go back and listen to what this brother and sister had shared with the universe and shared with us. So this is S. Marshall Well. Y'all be encouraged. I see y'all in the wind. Check me out at smell.world. Check me out. I would appreciate the streams, anything you could do for me. I'm on Spotify, under Smell, S-M-E-L. Spotify. Yeah, it's a cheesy little promo here at the end here. But yeah, y'all come through, y'all say some things, but go play my music, man. Go play my music and see how that makes you feel. See if it makes you feel better. See if I lay something, a seed that springs up in you mighty and strong. Do I have to say pause for that? That's crazy. These young folks got to say pause every time. But I'm talking, you know how I'm talking. I'm talking that real truth in a righteous manner. What we're saying, just like a mustard seed is planted and it grows to a magnificent tree, right? It all starts with the seed, and you are a seed that God, you have a God seed in you that needs to continually unfold to that God body, that God mind, that God spirit, where you can be God in the universe, one with the great God. So, okay, that's enough. Smell, peace and love. See y'all in the wind.